See, I need to get over. Get over. Get over. So people say the Cybertruck is light years behind the full self-driving capability of any other Tesla, especially the Model 3 and the Model Y. And I have both of them, so I have to test it out. So I did this same course, same trek to work in the Cybertruck, and it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. I gave it a 9.3 out of 10. But the only fair way to say if it's similar, better, worse than the Model 3 is to compare it with the Model 3. And I'm going to go to work, and of course there's going to be variables that we can't control, like the flow of traffic. I tried to leave around the same time. Also, it's a little more gloomy today, so less sunlight shining into the cabin, into the cameras and things like that. But all I need for full self-driving to do is to get me to work and back, and I'm a happy camper. So already, the first difference is on the screen. We can start FSD supervised from the screen, press and hold. That's not on the Cybertruck. People big deal that. I don't know why. I don't care about that. It's easy to just click it on the wheel. But I guess, you want to say, hey, this has been updated to have it on the screen. And, I don't know. So anyway, here come a cyclist riding by, and I'm going to hold this button down and tap brake to confirm, tap brake to confirm, and we're rolling now. So, I mean, that's a cool feature to have it on the screen, but also it doesn't really matter. It's not that big of a difference. But I guess that is something that's not on the Cybertruck. So here we go. We're hitting that first little roundabout. And let's see if any cars come around in my direction. It's slowing down appropriately. And no, we're good to go. And it hits this roundabout. Looks like it's going to be perfect, just like the Cybertruck was. Yup, no problem there. So we're good. All right, so I keep it in a hurry. And because I feel like that's the most natural way that I drive, and also with the flow of traffic. So you're not holding up traffic, you're not going too slowly. I keep it in a hurry, and that's the way it's going to be. All right, so if there's any part of this trip that's pretty uneventful, nothing happens, kind of boring, I'll just speed through it, and I'll insert my commentary as needed. But that's what we want. We want an uneventful trip all the way to work and back. Am I right? You know what I mean? So, but I will explain different things here and there and talk about how the Model 3 is better, worse, or similar to the Cybertruck as far as full self-driving is concerned. All right, so far so good. No issues here. And I'll keep you guys posted. One of the best parts about having full self-driving is you can, even though it's supervised, you can relax on your way to work, right? All you're doing is scanning the road, sipping your coffee, listening to your podcast, your music, and it's a less stressful experience with full self-driving if it does what it needs to do. I don't know if it's worth $8,000. I probably wouldn't pay $8,000, but $99 a month is not bad, especially if you use it every day, you drive kind of far every day, your commute's longer, or if you take road trips. I think then it's perfect, because the best times I've used it, or the times it's come in the most handy, is when I'm in unfamiliar areas and it's navigating me somewhere. I'm not too worried about, is this the street? Wait, no, this is the street. Am I making a left here? No, wait. Full self-driving will take care of it for you for the most part. So I'm trying. I'll be surprised if this is a 10 out of 10, but we shall see. There's more data on the Model 3. There's more Model 3s out there, and the Model Y is similar, right? They're similar in style and size and drivetrain, so it shouldn't be that big of a difference from the Model Y, but I will test that one too. Oh yeah, that test is coming. So as we roll, everything's been smooth. Everything's been perfect. No issues so far. It keeps a good following distance. It keeps a good gap in between me and the car in front of me. And honestly, it drives better than I do sometimes. And my wife can always tell when I'm driving or when full self-driving is on. Now, it's not perfect. It does some weird, wonky things, and you've all seen those videos. But again, get me to work and back. I'm not tripping, right? That's what I need. That's what I want. Who else can say that their car can get them to work, can drive them to work? And, you know, I don't know, what other features can you ask for in a car? So I changed lanes. That car in the right lane was kind of close to me, but you know, it signaled and gave that driver enough time to see what was going on, see my indicator, and then allow me to get in. And now it's in hurry, right? So I had to get around that slow Lexus. Hurry mode means, hey man, we got time for you. We trying to get somewhere, right? We got somewhere to be. All right, so like I said, it's a little more natural. I don't know if I would have went around that car like that, but I'm not mad at it. All right, there's a little more traffic ahead, and when I used full self-driving in my Model 3 in 2021, of course, it was an earlier build, and of course, it wasn't as sophisticated as it is now, and it was good back then, but it would do some weird stuff in my neighborhood. And the first weird thing that it would do, or the second weird thing that it would try to get into that right turning lane to get onto the highway, but it would not cross over the bike lane. Now the bike lane has a dotted line and it allows you that opening so you can cut through and get in the right turning lane to get on the highway. But it would not see that dotted line, and it would not get over to the right turning lane, and it would try to turn right from the middle lane. So that was a huge problem, and it would not fix itself. It would keep doing that. So I didn't have full self-driving for like maybe a year and a half, and I tried it again, and it has worked. So I like how early it got over, because traffic is getting a little more congested right here, and it didn't wait till the last minute to get in this right lane. We still have a couple of street stoplights to get through to make that right turn, but you have to find that balance. Even as a driver, you have to find that balance of, when do I get over? I don't want to get over too early. Then I'm behind trucks. I'm behind all these cars going very slowly. And you don't want to get over too late, because, you know, that's not safe. And you get people angry, right? So I think that was good. That was decent. I could rock with that. So we'll see what happens at that right turn onto the highway. All right, here we go. This is where some cars get pretty aggressive, right? Because they want to get over onto the freeway at the last moment. So here we go. I need to get over. As soon as it opens up, it's signaled. And here's that broken dotted line. And it got over. And even if in the old build, even though other cars would get over in this lane, it would not do it. It would stay in that right lane, that left lane, and try to turn right. And it was a mess. I got a green arrow. It sees the green arrow, and we're rolling. Perfect. I like that. All right, now it does take this curve a little slower than I like, but it's good. It's good. I just feel like cars are on my tail always whenever I use full self-driving right here. All right, here's our first merge. And in the Cybertruck, it did something weird, and I don't know if it was a Cybertruck thing or if it was just me being in hurry mode. But let's see. I have to change freeways. There's an interchange in 2.5 miles. So I do want to get over, though, because this merging lane ends very short. But there's no cars here right now, so we're not too worried about it. And it's getting over 2 lanes. Perfect. That's what I would do. All right, that's exactly how I would do it. Get from behind this dump truck, this other Cybertruck. And no, that was perfect. Okay, I like that. So here we go, and we're rolling. We're in the center of the lane. Look at that. First difference of the Cybertruck right there. Not hugging that left side. I'm in the center lane. All right, so I don't know why Cybertruck does that. I don't know if the weight of the person brings it over. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it needs recalibrating. But people said they've calibrated their cameras and the same issues happen, so I haven't even tried that. But look, we are flowing 76 miles per hour. The speed limit 65, but as you can tell, I'm going with the flow of traffic, right? I'm fitting right in. All right, now here's what I would tell you. I'm getting over in a mile. I would already start thinking about getting over in that right lane, because I know It gets a little tricky over there. So let's see when it decides to get over. See, perfect time to get over right now. And I know that I can signal and it'll get over, but I want to see what it does. Okay, there it goes. It does its thing, right? I don't want to manipulate this at all. I want to see how many interventions, or if I even need to intervene. Right now, this car is trying to get over. I ignored that. He's going too slow for me. I need to get over to the right, though. So this truck is in the spot where it's like, all right, am I getting in front of it or am I getting behind it? Ooh, it's too late now. I can't get in front of it. I got to get behind it. And it's going to be kind of challenging. Let's see how it navigates this. We got two cars on the right. You'll see them right here. Okay, I'm signaling. And I got one more car. Am I going to hit it? Okay, it worked out. It wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't that big of a deal. It did its thing, all right? But me knowing this freeway, knowing what to anticipate, I would have gotten over a lot earlier. But it did it, and it did it safely, so I'm not tripping. You know, like when you're in a car with somebody else that's driving, you might be thinking, ooh, I wouldn't have done that. And not that it was a safety infraction, but it was more like, oh, I wouldn't have done that because I know this and that, but they still get you to your destination. So that's kind of what this is like. Ooh, I would have done that, but oh, all right, fine, that works too, right? That's how it goes sometimes. So far, so good. Another issue we used to have in 2021, that was a long time ago, huh? In 2021 is right here. This is a very short merging lane, and sometimes trucks are right in that left lane, and you either got to speed up or you got to slow down, and it's kind of dangerous. It's kind of sketchy. All right, so here we go. Let's see what it does here. And I kind of hope there's going to be a truck right there in my blind spot just to see how it navigates, but it looks like, we got lucky. There's nothing there. And the last time we did have a truck in that lane, it navigated it well. It slowed down and went around it. But no, flow of traffic is pretty good today. Like I said, we can't control everything. And that's just, again, I want an uneventful drive to work. So I would get over again. I do have HOV lanes disabled, so I won't get all the way over to the right lane, but sometimes it still does it. Sometimes it doesn't recognize it as a carpool lane. And somebody did ask, like, hey man, you don't have your EV can't drive in the carpool lanes in California? They can if you get like the whatever it's called. You have to sign up for it, and I did not sign up for it. And I'm not on a freeway that much. I mean, I can make it to work and back without getting in that freeway, and it won't change my commute time at all, right? So it's not worth it for me. And when I go to LA, usually I have somebody with me, and I don't like those stickers. We got to put those HOV lane stickers on there, and I don't like them. I don't like how they look. So all those reasons why I'm good on that. And they're going to expire soon anyway. I read that this is the last year, but I don't really know. You know, I don't roam in those circles. But here we go. You see, I'm in the leftmost lane without getting into the carpool, and I'm going 80, 79, but speed limit 65. Now I'm going a little faster than this truck right here, but I'm not going as fast as that car in the carpool lane. And I feel like this is a good flow. Now, can I get pulled over for going 15 over? Yeah, right? Would I? I mean, I can, but again, if you're going with the flow of traffic, I think that you're pretty safe. And I think it's actually safer to go with the flow of traffic than to go a lot slower. Or I could get all the way in that, slower lane behind those trucks. All right, so traffic is getting a little more congested, and the Model 3 did slow down, 65, 69, but it's not overly aggressive. It's doing a good job of keeping a good, safe following distance. And like I said, it's going with the flow of traffic. It's not trying to dip in and out of the lanes, even though it's in hurry. It's not tempted to get over in the HOV lane because I have it disabled. So this is the best that I can ask for it. In 2.5 miles, we're going to get over to the right lane, and the Cyber truck had to squeeze in came in pretty fast and had to apply the brakes, and I was ready and I was holding it, and I had my foot hovering over the brake, but I didn't need it, but it made me a little uncomfortable. So I'm curious what's going to happen here. All right. And here's another one of those instances where you don't want to get over too early because there's lots of trucks, and it'll back you up a little bit. It'll slow you down a little bit. So it really has to know, like, all right, now is the time to get over. But like the Cybertruck, it got over at the right time. It just forced its way in. And we'll see how this does in 2 miles when we get ready to get over. I'll let you know when I would get over. I might get over in the middle lane right now, because I know I have to get over 2 lanes, so I might get over 1 lane. But again, we got 1.5 miles. That's a lot of distance. But when it's congestion like this, it's not really that much distance. So here we go. All right, yeah, I would have gotten over, especially because I'm noticing there's a truck in my right lane coming up, and I see that it's slowing down up there, and I have 1 mile to get over. Yep, I would get over, and look at that. Okay, it looks like it's a little indecisive. And there's a lot of trucks in that lane too. All right, get over now. There it is. All right, so it did wait till, the absolute last moment when I would get over. But it let those cars pass. It's getting over. It has to get over one more time. And we're under 1 mile. And now we got some trucks right here. When would I get over? Right here works. Right here works. And it's called Get In Where You Fit In. And that was a way more smoother than the Cybertruck. That was nice. Man, I haven't had any issues yet. Knock on wood. Where the wood at? Oh, I ain't got the wood grain no more. I ain't got the wood grain. Man, so this is about to be this video either going to be super boring or you're going to be impressed. See, I need to get over. Get over. Get over. There we go. All right. Uh-oh. All right, that works out. Okay, perfect. So we good. No issues at all. So all right, here's the next area. We have a little roundabout interchange where you need to zipper. If you don't zipper, you're going to have issues. And if one person doesn't follow the zipper rule or the zipper technique, then we're in trouble, right? So here we go. There's lots of cars here. Let's watch that zipper method, because their merge lane is very short. My merge lane is very short, and Jeep gets over. I got 2 cars coming over right here. They left a spot for me to get over. A huge opening. Perfect. No issues at all. Sometimes with more traffic, it's a little easier. All right, so we're not out of the woods yet. Here we go. Big trucks over here. Big trucks on my side. Lots of congestion. Ooh, I need to get off pretty soon. All right, I signaled. You gonna let me in, bro? You gonna let me in, bro? Huh? You gonna let me in? You see my signal, right? You see my signal? Oh, no, he said, nope, I'm getting in front of you. You getting in front of me? Why you getting in front of me? All right, here I go. I'm getting over. So there we go. So that Civic didn't want to let me over, which, some people are like that. But let's see if he gets over or if he gets off. And it looks like he's going to get off the freeway, so that's why he didn't let me over. He said, nope. He wanted to get over at the last minute, and people do that too. All right, so not out of the woods yet. So far, flawless. All right. Here we go. Okay, so now, uh-oh. I need to be in that left lane. I should get in that left lane because cars going to get over. I need to get over in that left lane. Get me over in that left lane. All right, it got me over there, but a little late. It hesitated. I got an unprotected left right here. All right. And I can see the Cybertruck. Oh, go. You got to go. All right, there we go. And see, here comes a car at that last minute. That's kind of a blind turn right there. So, oh, man. We made it. We made it, unless something crazy happens right now. I got a little nervous it didn't get in that left lane because cars do come in kind of fast, but it didn't happen. But it needs to know and see, like, I need to get over in that left lane so I can make that left turn. So that was a little slow. But honestly, man, I gotta admit, that's pretty good. Uneventful. I don't know. These full self-driving videos about to be boring because there ain't no issues. And, wow, almost hit a pothole. I know it didn't avoid it. So I'm going to turn into the lot right here. And the Cybertruck parked me, and there was a little crooked as it parked. So here we go, boom, pulled in. Let's see what it does. Here we go. There go Chris. And, oh, that's weak sauce. That's weak sauce. It didn't even park me. The Cybertruck parked for me. Oh, so what do you say? Even though I wouldn't have parked where the Cybertruck parked, it didn't park for me. But I'm not gonna mark it down for that, you know. But overall, I would give this ride a 9.8. I want to do 7. I give this a 9.8 out of 10. It got me here, no issues, no problems, no weird things. A couple of things that, you know, I would change, I would do differently, but man, that was almost a flawless ride. Almost. And what more can you ask for? But yes, I will say it's better than a Cybertruck. I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker if you have full self-driving on a Cybertruck. You're like, oh, I can't believe Tesla is leaving the Cybertruck in the dust and they don't care about us. Nah, it's still good. And it's still really good. It's still better than most vehicles. But this one, man, they got these ready. The Model 3, Model Y are ready. If you want to see the Model X video with full self-driving, let me know. And I'll do that one next because that's another big body vehicle. And they've had those out a while, so there's enough data to make those run smoothly. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see a Model X video. Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. And don't forget, Cobra told ya. All right, y'all.